So, yeah, we just gonna be out here acting like people really making connections and that there's chemistry happening. I mean, normally when it does happen, fake or not, it pops up off the screen. What's up? How you doing, Ray of Sunshines? I am your girl, Talisa Ray, lifestyle coach. We are reviewing Ready to Love, Chocolate City, episode number 6, Second Shot at Love. Shoot your shot. Okay, so last week, Tyrone and Corey are out of here. No more. We don't have to see them with their weirdness and awkwardness anymore, okay? No more. The uncomfortability, the differentness, is he being like, he's invading space? Is he stalking? Like, we don't have to worry about that no more. We got new stuff to worry about now. So this episode, the men have the power. They get to eliminate one lady this week. And so when when Tommy comes in, he tells the fella, hey, yo, listen, you got the power, but we're going to do things a little differently. I need you to go out with the person that needs a second chance. Not your MVP, not your favorite person, but the person who, maybe you need to see if you missed something. I kind of like the idea of going out with somebody other than your first choice, right? His words were, take a woman out who deserves a second shot. All right. So we first see Zadia and Walter go out on a date. They are at a nail shop getting pedicures. Listen, I love a man that gets a pedicure. I love a man that's not afraid to sit with me and have a pedicure. I don't have to tell my babies that. Right, y'all heard me, right? Okay, future and current. Anyway, so she thinks that he's very handsome and charming, and she says he's the kind you got to be careful with because he's handsome and he's charming. Ladies, y'all know what she's talking about? I know what she's talking about. The kind that you have to be very cautious with, that you have to take your time with because they're so charming. And if they are attractive, you don't want to miss something. Because you got rose-colored glasses because he's telling you nice stuff. Like, I know what she's talking about 100%. So when they were talking, I like that she called him to the carpet because, he was like, I'm family-oriented. I was, raised by a woman and, aunts and sisters in a house full of women. And she was just like, so, most men that have been raised and surrounded by women be dogging women. It made me think about it. I've seen it in several instances. I'm not saying that it happens all the time, but what I think happens is that they end up being coddled, catered to. And so when they meet women like us, and we're not coddling you, we're not necessarily catering. Because we do cater to our men, so don't get that twisted. But we're not the degree that their family is doing. Then we all become ain't shit hoes, okay? And can't do nothing and nobody deserves him. You know what I'm saying? From him and the mom and them. That's just my thought. If y'all got a different thought, let me know down below in the comments. He was honest with her and shared that he was a dog. Catch a dog, catch, do the dog, catch a do the dog, do the dog. And I'm sure my age. Anyway. Used to love that. Where I grew up. That was, yeah. Nevertheless, so he says, you know what I was? And I had to be told that my late wife, was a good woman. And I was 19. But y'all remember when he said she was a good woman, but he still was not doing the right thing by her? Till a little later. I don't think it was when they was 19. So I think there's a little details that might be missing, but it's whatever. So she said, are you ready to choose me or something like that? But I like what he said. Just so that we're clear, men don't choose women. Women choose men. Okay, I need y'all to hear that. Men don't choose you. You choose them. Yes. They pursue us for the most part. I mean, we're getting to be more free and liberated. I ain't still there yet. I ain't sliding nobody's DMs yet. I'm working on it. I don't know yet. Like, I don't know. But for the most part, the men do pursue you. For the most part, they pursue you. But it is up to us to choose whether or not we want to be with them. So that's what he means. So y'all don't get in your feelings like, what? We ain't choosing no men. No, we choose. So then we see Shawn and Sabrina. First thing I wrote is, nope, this ain't a match because he want kids and she don't want no more. Like that, her factory is closed at 45. That's like saying, I'm going to have a baby at 45. So you telling me when my baby is graduating high school, I'm going to be damn near 60? It's a no. I ain't trying to run around and carry no baby and breastfeed and all that at 45. 46 at that, because you got to go through the whole 9-month process. It's a no for me. It's a no for Sabrina. But I like their energy together. We saw a different side of the sophisticated, classy Sabrina. She was silly. She was fun. She enjoyed his company. They actually had a really good vibe together. And he did come up and ask the question, like, I don't want to waste your time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Are you done having children? And her answer was just as simple. Yes. Yes, they both have non-negotiables. I don't want no children. I want children. However, he seems to be a little more flexible because he likes her. He feels like they gel, like they have chemistry. But, and you know, he was like, I need to see if we're compatible in the future. And that was what that was the children. But here he is saying what? Maybe because I like you. Non-negotiables. We talked about them last week and how important it is to stick by them. If you want children and this woman is not willing to give you children and you're not willing to just accept her child as your own, then sir, this isn't the relationship for you. And ma'am, you shouldn't ask him to be in one with you when it comes to the children. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I could be wrong. If I am and you feel differently, y'all know where to do it at down below in the comments. I was looking at her talking. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Sabrina. I hate when that little corner eyelash get the flailing and they all in her face. Like, I got one right here. I know she looking at that like, did they have to come up close? Look, it ain't even on there good. It happens to us all when we wear these strips. So I'm sorry, Sabrina. Hopefully we as women understand that what's happening. See, mine ain't even, they don't even be on right. Y'all probably didn't even notice it. Make me look like I'm cockeyed because one be like this and one. Sabrina, girl, we understand. At least I do. I did like that he ended that date asking for another. That's so important, I think, if you want to continue to see me. So maybe not right at the table. You know, maybe when you get home after you check and see that I've made it home safely, or you drop me off and I'm checking, or you saying I'm home now because I like to see that you're safe too, babe. Like, that's important to me, your safety. So maybe then at that point you say, I really enjoyed myself. Can I get another date? Like, because if you get rejected in person, it may feel a little different. So I kind of feel like maybe wait until you get home might be the ticket. But I feel like when someone is really interested in you, they're going to let you know that they had a good time and I want to see you again. Is that possible? So then we see Phil and Aisha. You know, and you can tell that Aisha is digging on him, digging on you, digging on me. Baby, ooh, I know that's wrong. It's all I got, but I gotta be in love or something like that. She not in love, but I just really digging on whatever. So I also wrote down I love her tattoos. I'll be meaning to say that. I'm gonna get a new tattoo here coming soon because I love her tattoos. I also wrote down that her wig looks really nice today. Like she freshly got it done. So he asked her about wanting more kids. Because, you know, he's all like, you know, I've heard several stories. Because, you know, we've heard the answer, no. I don't want no more kids. She feels like he's a safe space and that they always have like these really open conversations. And she doesn't know why she wants to spill all her guts to him. But she said, you know what? I'm going to have a vulnerable moment. I'm about to be honest with you and tell you, I know I tell people I don't want to have kids, but it's easier for me to say that than my truth, which is it's hard for me to carry children. And I don't want my future husband to want a child and then I can't carry him. You know, fear of failure Failure to launch is what she's feeling. And I mean, she goes into a full-on ugly cry. So much so she had to put that napkin up. Baby, I understand. And what I do want to say is, if you can be vulnerable with someone like that, not everybody, because every man does not deserve that kind of vulnerability. If you have somebody that is that kind of safe space for you, I mean, that's worth something, worth exploring. But I don't know, she don't know him well enough, but evidently it's something about his calming nature that makes her want to open up. She feels safe. And I like the way that he immediately came in and consoled her. Because, you know, if he hadn't, we would have been on his head. Like, I know you lying. He was there. He was consoling her, telling her that it's okay to breathe. Like, but let me cry. Let it out. But I get it. Not on the camera. I'm going to need to stop. I'm going to start. Something else I noticed about Aisha. She's the type of woman that, you know, the stereotypical black woman of being strong and resilient. So in that same breath, on the flip side, she's very sensitive and very vulnerable. And that's what we're getting to see. That's who I am in real life. That's who a lot of black women are. We stand in front, be very, very, I got it under control. I'm it. This is it. And then guess what? Really crybabies. Really want to be able to be soft. Really want to be able to be held and gentle. You know what I'm saying? I can't stop. So then we get to see Naeem and Camille. I wrote down, she's too much. She doesn't like him. She really just wants to be a reality star. All them facial expressions, all the kind of dismissive, rude behavior, the very much so matter of fact questioning. Like, she's not, I mean, I'm all here for asking the questions, but she's not soft about it at all. She's just da 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 da. You can tell that she doesn't like him, and he's the only one who's really kind of willing to see her for who she is. That's how I feel, at least to say it out loud. Because she got to asking all kind of stuff. Asking about Quest. I don't even like you. You gonna be a stepdaddy? I ain't nobody's stepdaddy, okay? Whatever you call me. He gonna call you Mr. Nye. Like, I'm just like, girl, it's too much. How much money you make? What's your finances look like? I know you make over 100K a year, right? Ma'am. She's gotta be here for show. The end. Like, he asked her, how do you show a man that you're interested? She said, when I don't like you, I leave you on red for a few days. That's not what he asked you. That's not what he asked you. And, we, he, us, them, I, you, me, all can see that you full of shit. Now, I like the fact that in his little confessional, what did he say? Camille is crazy and not the kind of woman I need. I need someone who is grounded and centered. And Camille is all over the place. And she has many facets of herself. So then we see Dante, Frank, Naeem, and Sabrina all on a date. They go miniature golfing. And they look like we're getting to see a fun side of Sabrina. And I'm really enjoying it. Her competitive side. I'm really enjoying it. And then we also see, like, she knows how to take charge. Hey, yo, Dante, let me holler at you. So they go over and they have a drink. And they seem to be vibing really, really well. I mean, because he already got kids by 3 baby mamas. He say that their relationships is cool. But is it? What we know for sure is that he don't want no more kids. I mean, she don't want no more kids. And it's okay because he don't need no more kids. He don't need a 4th baby mama. The one thing that I can say about Dante is that he is saying that he is an active participant in his children's life. And so for me, that's a huge plus. You got 3 kids, you got 10 kids. Are you active in their life? If the answer is yes, I mean, an active father, financially helps, but being available to them physically, if you're not with the mother, is so important to me. And so I see you, Dante. I appreciate that. And when he's actually dressed, he looks better. When he's, because I told you, Dante's energy is not the kind of dude that I like. But when he was in the suit, I was like, oh, he looked good in the suit. He looked good in the suit. And, they did the whole Lady in the Tramp. And I'm all like, she's probably very much so sexual. And that is why she had to go ahead and be celibate. Abstain from sex for a while. Because it was clouding her judgment. When it's, when you're sexually and sensually driven, a lot of times it can cloud our judgment and we can't see the people for who they are. And I like how she said, well, we can connect now because sex is easy. That's the easy part. Would y'all agree that it's easy? I think that if you don't have chemistry, it's work. If you don't have the sexual chemistry, like you have chemistry everywhere else, then and not in the bedroom, I think that it's work. However, I think anything can be taught. I think now if you guys are like Sabrina and they need to be really well endowed, then that's a different story. But you can teach anybody or tell anybody what it is that you like. But you have to be willing and open to talk about it. And in the black community, we don't freely talk about sex and sexuality. So he tells her that in his values that family is important to him. We also find out that they talk often, regularly, daily. So, there's some connection. And he's all like, maybe this is what I need. He says, I'm hypersexual. So, I don't know if I can do this. But then he tells us, maybe it's a thing. Maybe it's something I can do. Look, you don't have to be sexually intimate in order to be intimate, right? We see every year that there's always somebody who is not, who's waiting for marriage. This time we've got 2 people. So, we can be intimate without intercourse. There's a lot that can be done with just the energies connected. I think that he's really, really willing to see where things go. They actually kind of look like they might gel well, and she likes him. He likes her. I say, let's see if they grow. Then we see Shawn and Tacia. So with Tacia, I'm actually happy to see her actually being in her divine feminine. Thing that she says that she's operating in all the time, that a lot of us have not seen, as Mona said, in her eyes. Like the things she says does not equate to her actions and the way she looks. But here, looking at her with Shawn, you can see she likes him. You can see that he likes her too. The thing they got in common is that they both want kids, and they are different generations of age, but that happens all the time. And the thing is, it's more accepting for women to be with older men than vice versa. Let me find me somebody younger. It's a couple people I have my eye on. I'm all like, dang, they 30s though. If I come back and tell y'all something about something with somebody young, listen, mind your business. I crack me up. So I wrote down, this is the most friendly that I have seen her. That she is very much so feminine. It's just like really exuding off of her, and they digging each other. Then we get Cornelius and Courtney. They go rum tasting. And Cornelius is just turned all the way off at the fact that Courtney cannot get past him wanting to wait until he's married. She's like, I'm highly sexual. I'm very touchy-feely. What I'm saying is she's fun. She's flirty. She's 30. Like, I want to have a good time. She is standing in her sexual liberation. And I don't think that that's something that he really can handle. And that's what he pretty much says. Like, it's a red flag for me. It's a red flag. Okay. Listen, I ain't even knocking him. This is a non-negotiable for him. Having sex before marriage is a non-negotiable. It's also a non-negotiable for her. So for me, they need to just go on and go, keep on walking. I ain't talking to you anymore. You could just go, walk on, keep on. That's for you, boo. You could just go, walk on, keep, like, what are we doing? Anytime you have non-negotiables that the people are hitting right off, just because you're attracted to them physically does not mean that you should continue a relationship or even having a conversation with them. It is a waste of your time and theirs. Inevitably, they are going to hit that non-negotiable. You're going to be irritated, annoyed, and looking like, why did I make this choice to do this? Y'all, is this a thing? Is this a thing? Because now we are in the gentleman's lounge. We are in the hot seat, and we want to know who likes who and why. Walter is like, Zadia is cool. Like, she on my radar. Sabrina is still at the top. But Zadia, honey, Zadia has come in. And I wrote down, well, what happened to Mumin? You and Mumin don't talk no more? What happened? That was just for show or what? Like, all right. So then I wrote down, because you saw Naeem saying, you know, like, Zadia is to be desired and all the men desire her. Sir, all the sirs and the women's, do not be with a man that is attractive do not be with a man or a woman that is attractive and has good energy and has, you know, great sensibilities about her or him and knows where they're going. If you cannot handle the attention that they are going to get, just bow out gracefully. If the moment you see them, you think they out of my league. If the moment you see them, you see, dang, everybody is watching them, right? So I recommend, if your insecurities are going to be so loud that you can't work through them, then you should probably pull up. This ain't for me. I ain't that evolved. And work on yourself so that you can be evolved and you can be with someone like that. Because it is work. I put in work. I mean, it's work. Part of the work is knowing that you have dope energy too. And that you are just as fine as they are. Like, that's part of it right there. Phil says, Aisha, that they, you know, that they had a breakthrough, that she's vulnerable and that she takes you to that place. But you know what? I'm still fooling with Shiloh. Shiloh is here on my top. Shawn is saying Tacia has the cool Jill Scott vibe. All the dudes is nodding and stuff and in agreement. But where was y'all where was y'all? Y'all just now thinking that because of him? Like, because y'all wasn't thinking that about her a couple weeks ago, if I remember correctly. Y'all be full of shit. I wrote down that Shawn is very aware. You know, he was like, I like Sabrina. There's some things that need to be worked through, but what do you do when you mesh like peanut butter and jelly? Have a hard sit-down conversation about that non-negotiable with yourself. Because is you gonna want a baby? Is you gonna want a baby? Okay, that's the question. Because she ain't gonna give you one. Not at 45. She's done. She's done. Dante says how Sabrina is dope, but he also would like to holler at Shiloh and get a chance to sit with Zadia. And you know what? I'm looking at the men as the other men are liking the same women. I am enjoying seeing them squirming in their seat, being uncomfortable, listening and watching somebody else like the woman that they like. I don't know why I'm getting a kick out of it, but I am. I really am. They are handling themselves well in the expression, but you can see it in their face. You can see it in the way they move. And I'm really like here for it. Like, okay, be uncomfortable because you really like them. And now you have something to work through. Like, we ain't the only ones that got to be concerned because we dating more than one person. Like, hello, somebody. We all should be dating more than one person. We had that conversation. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't be getting all concentrating on that one guy. We talked about, or woman, we talked about that, but also be honest and transparent about what you're doing. If your ultimate goal is to be married, I get dating with a purpose, but date more than one person. We could talk about it. Frank is like, Mumin is dope as shit. That's pretty much what he said. Like, he liked all these things about her and her unwavering faith and her, all these things. It was just a lot that I didn't write it down, but it moved my soul because I felt like he might have been serious about what he was saying about Mumin. Now, who you ain't feeling? Who you ain't feeling? Cornelius says Courtney because what? She's too handsy, too nuck if you buck, like, but not that kind. Like, she really wants to get it. Let's get it on. That's really who she is. Then Frank says Courtney. Walter says Courtney. And I want to say Aisha or Tacia. I don't know. Aisha. That says Aisha. Dante says Tacia. Phil says Sabrina. Naeem, Dante, and Shawn all say Camille, and got Cornelius over there feeling away because that's his only connection. Well, the people on the bottom are Courtney and Camille. And baby, I just want to tell you how I was really hoping that Camille, with all them faces that she was making, all that disrespect that she was doing last week and this week, being really rude, especially to Dante right now, right? So her whole attitude, I don't like him, so I really don't want this one-on-one date. That whole energy came with her and like her body. But what I want to say is Camille does have body, yada, 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 yada. Okay, that's not it. Body, yada, yada. When I'm standing up, I can do it, okay? I can do it when I'm standing up. Anyway, I was like, okay, cakes, okay, little waist, okay, I see you. And so, but she was just really rude to him. Like, we need to hurry up. I got class at 7. And kind of snapped her fingers. Rude and dismissive. Disrespectful. And y'all reminded me about how disrespectful with her words she was with Cornelius. And he didn't check her about her possessiveness, about him saying you smiling, her saying you smiling like a country bumpkin, all of that. Her whole energy reads disrespect. My hope is this is just a persona that she has adapted for TV because she wants to be on reality TV, and this is not who she is in real life. Like, to me, she's too pretty for this. Like, what? Anyway, to be portrayed as the gold-digging, dismissive, rude black woman, I'm not here for that. Like, I really feel like he was soft with her and she didn't really deserve that. Right? When he said, how's it been to date 10 people? And she said, I haven't dated 10 people. I go for what I want. I see what I want. I like what I want. And that's it. I just was like, you've only been seeing Cornelius. You don't even know if these other men have something to offer you. You have no clue whatsoever. The sad part, though, was that they kept her. I was hoping that she was going. But like Corey, she is good for television. Walter and Courtney. And I always wonder how these people think this is real dates. Y'all know this is the end of the week, right? Y'all know what time it is, right? Unless y'all not doing it at the end of the week. You're doing it in the middle week. It'd be like, you don't know. Look who's in Punchinella 47. Today is here. Today is there. I don't know. But energy always tell you. But when she came and sat down, she was happy, you know, about the date and getting the opportunity to talk with Walter because now she needs to make new connections, right? However, he said, well, tell me about yourself. And she was like, that's a generic answer. I mean, a generic question. I felt like she was like, that's a generic ass question. Like, why are you going to ask? It felt rude and also very much so dismissive. My response, because that is a generic ass question, it's so broad. I always say, well, is there anything specific that you want to know? Because I'm a whole ass person with a lot of things happening in my life. Do you want to know about my family, my values? Like, I kind of try and ask the people because they'd be like, tell me about yourself. What you want to know? Because I got a lot. I can go on and on and on about myself, but I'd rather you ask me a pointed question specifically here in the beginning. And so she should have done that instead of saying that's a generic question, because he was like, it is. You felt it was rude and I did too. Okay. And I thought that he was soft with her because he said, you know what, we deliberated and you give more of a homie vibe and you just haven't made enough connections. And for that, you're not ready to love, right? You might be ready. He just not there. That's always what I feel. And I probably would be the one to say, we've decided that your love is not here, but you got to say we've decided that you're not ready to love anyone here. Would be me. Like, or something, or he isn't here. I don't know, because I ain't want the one to tell you ain't ready to love. Poor Courtney was crying. She wasn't ready to go. She was like, what? But, you know, everything happens for a reason. Sometimes you need to go ahead and clap your hands. Thank the universe. Thank God. Thank Earl, if that's what you call him. When something has been removed from you. You don't know what it is. You might be sad about it, but maybe some years down the line, you'll realize, oh, that was for the best. Y'all, let me know who's going home next week. And who do you want to see go home next week on the women? Who do you want to go home? Who do you want to go home? I want Camille to go home. Then after Camille, I want Cornelius to go home. that's how I feel today. So let's see how that works out next week. Let me know down below in the comments what you thought about this whole episode. Let's have that good old dialogue that we be doing down below in the comments. If it's your first time visiting my channel, you should be clicking that red subscribe button to become a ray of sunshine and that notification bell so you're alerted like, hey, she's got her video up a little earlier this week. And you should be sharing this video with your friends so they can come over here and like my hair. I like the way you comb your hair, and I like those stylish clothes you wear. That's what y'all should be doing. It's just the little things you do that show how much you really care. Like when I'm all alone. Like, I can sing, I like it, I really, really like it. I think I might start saying that for the like button, because that's what you should be smashing, because you know that song. You know that DeBarge song, I Like It. If you don't, you need to be playing it. I love you in real life and want every good thing that God has in store for you, even if you don't know what that is for yourself. Hugs and kisses and lots of love. I'll catch you on the next review, or maybe even live.